Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and then we have a little rain, happening, but it's still a very beautiful day outside in sweet TMT. Oh yes, I'm gonna open the phone lines. For those of you that are been looking for the live. The live is up. The live is up and functioning. It's running. Live is up and functioning and running. And I want to share the live because I have some things I want to say here today. And I'll take any phone calls. I'm going to the phone lines. That's what I'm doing right now. Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Dale.
Good afternoon.
Right. Granny wanted me to clarify yesterday. Now, the thing is that maybe the treatment that Granny got was different to what I got, because I had somebody with me, so that's probably why they didn't ask me if I a wheelchair, right? But if they have that service, I'm happy for it.
If they have a wheelchair, just let's refresh my memory.
Yesterday, the point is that when you're going on the boat in Trinidad, you don't have no kind of wheelchair assistance. But Granny say she gets, so she's lucky. Right? Maybe if I was traveling alone, I may have gotten it. I don't know. So you have to experience it to know it. Right? The second thing I want to respond to is I felt sorry for that guy yesterday afternoon who related the story. I didn't see anything. I hear everything. Right? There are a couple of suggestions I have to give him. One, he's a single father. Unfortunately, some of our women folk behave less honorable, like some of our men folk too. But he trying with the two children. We know that. I think what he needs to do is to contact Rondell Field of the Single Fathers Association to see how we could represent him.
Well, Rondell Field's already involved.
Nice.
Yeah.
The second thing, there are certain communities like, I don't know if I could say this name on air, but a certain conglomerate. They build houses for people in need, but you must have proper tenancy.
Right.
And they build a nice little small house for you with everything inside. They even put some furniture inside for you too.
Right.
And if a proper case is made for him, he might be able to get that, bearing in mind his circumstance. Now, I know he has no disability, and that probably is working against him. I ain't say go and get one, You understand? But given how people look at situations, they may be more sympathetic to a person with a disability than they would to the average individual, because they can say you go and work. But I know people who got assistance from this conglomerate. It starts with Penny. So you understand what I'm talking about, right?
It starts with what, sorry?
Penny.
Okay.
And they're not foolish, they're wise. You understand? Right. So they help a lot of people build houses, along with the Sai Baba movement. They belong to a lot of spiritual things. But they help, I know they build a house for somebody in 3-4 weeks. You understand? So they do help. Is you have to know the right push and the right string to pull. But I really, really felt sorry for him. And I salute him because he didn't abandon the children, trying his best with the children. And I hope somebody out there, or some good spirit-minded people, I think we could launch a little GoFundMe to you or something, so that we could get some assistance to him, so he could even provide book for the children and them kind of thing.
Well, I will share the GoFundMe link on YouTube and stuff, and I will share that with you all today.
All right. So these are some of my suggestions. There's also Habitat, but
I heard about the Habitat, but I have some information for you today, so I want to, and I'm excited to talk about it today.
Right. So hopefully the right way, right?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, supervisor here.
Supervisor.
Yeah, boy. What's up, man? I went this morning I don't like to talk my business, but that's some red, stupid people in the place, you know. Working in some places where they have no right to be working without common sense at all. No. We call the welfare people and two checks for it. When first citizen called first citizen check, when first citizen, they change one of the check. But you know the next one? You can't change because the signature and the passport and the signature and the ID card is looking a little different. But they still change one. And tell me you can't change the next one because the next one had to open an account anyway, but they ain't taking because the signature looking different than the one on the ID card and the one on the passport looking a little different. So well, why you change one? You understand? I can't remember the one name, boy. Let me call your name in first citizen in Tunapuna. You change one, but you can't change the next one because the signature looking different than. I say, listen, a passport signature for about 6 years ago, and the ID card must be about 10 years ago. I say, you expect me to sign the same exact way now from 7 years ago? But why you change one check? That's what I can't understand with them stupid people. But the only thing I ain't caution and tell you all kind of things.
So what she told you was the solution that you had to open an account?
The right solution, I had to open an account.
Right.
But perhaps open the account, I had to make an appointment to open the account. But then I had to go and get a fingerprint. A fingerprint thing for the instead of signature.
Right. So
I said, but look at signing. I said, look me right here. Look at the ID card, look at the passport, everything there. It's looking different. I said, why you change? I don't understand. But the only thing I tell her, I caution tell you something bad. I didn't tell you I wish you bounce it too.
Nah, I don't tell you
every day.
But I'm sure there are people that are listening that works at First Citizens, and I'm sure that they'll be able to help you, even in terms of if it is to get the account open.
I don't want to get his fingerprinting because she insists that other guy fingerprinting because his signature looking different than it and the ID card.
Right. So you eventually got the check changed then?
No, I get it. You had to wait 6 weeks before I get that thing right. And still when you get that now, you had to put the check in the bank for 4 days before they do anything there. You can't open an account because you have to make an appointment to open the account. But I can't, there's something wrong in that. The only thing I ain't touching that, but I ain't tell Koshi and thing, but I tell you, I wish your bounce it every day in the bank. She called the manager, he's talking the same, but he's two signature looking different. I said, why only change one? He said, but the next one is a big one. It's a big one, so I said, but I can't understand him at all. I'm going to give me all the money since 2017. I applied for that. It's because I make some noise and I think it's Google. But we call them and tell them some whatever the case is. They didn't give me all the check, give me one for 2021 or something like that.
There's somewhere social welfare or there's Here what I'll do, Mano. At about 4:30.
Yeah.
Somebody remind me. I will get a call and never see what's going on. Right?
Yeah, my brother.
All right, yeah.
So you take care of yourself. Play the show nice today.
Yeah.
Because I'm a stone man, you know, coming on there. Yeah, brother.
Oh, cool. Call. Good afternoon, welcome.
Mr. Dale, good afternoon again. I just hear Mano on his plight. I understand Mano is losing sight or have lost sight. True or false?
I'm not sure if it is. I think he is losing sight.
Right. What I will advise him to do, well, he say the ID card is almost 10 years old. When you take out a new ID card, put your fingerprint.
Yeah, but I think that's the fingerprinting that he was talking about.
Yeah, but because I think a lot of people in his situation, they don't sign properly when they're trying to write. Now, there are signature guides that you can get, and with practice, you can continue to sign. But the banks and other authorities feel more confident and more comfortable with you using your fingerprint because I mean, as a blind person, only this morning I had to tell somebody I'm blind from birth, right? As a blind person, I always use fingerprint because even in school they never teach me to write. But I understand that there are blind persons who used to write.
Right.
And people forge the signature.
Oh, right. Yeah, so the fingerprint is the safest way.
The safest thing is your fingerprint. And after you put it on your ID card, next time you get your passport, whatever, you could make the transformation, make the change. So that is the advice I will give man. And so thank God he lucky he get a little thing. But I hope in the next 6 weeks before Christmas, he gonna get the rest once. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
Yes.
Hey, mommy, what's up?
Good afternoon to you, my darling.
Good afternoon.
Then your first caller, who he calling Granny?
Well, it's you know, a little slow today, you know, I now realize the dots connecting.
Then,
is you
who he calling Granny? Then you see my profile picture, right? I do look at a Granny for you.
Granny's you respect, you know. Granny's a respect.
Well, I start to laugh. When you say Granny say she get a wheelchair to carry she up, I ever said that then?
I don't know if it's you. I don't know.
Then, all that I said yesterday, when the gentleman speak about going up on the boat, and I say, yes, they have wheelchair, what can assist you to take you up on the boat. And even Tobago, they have you say they're impressed with the ambulance. Well, they will, I laugh, you know, you say Granny, say what? They have some kind of character call us to you know. They does not listen. Dale, but I'm serious thinking. I ain't forget her. I'm working on something for you, right, babe?
No problem.
No. We really have to reach out to that young man. You hear what I'm telling you about?
Yeah,
really, and you know, I stayed on last night, you know, and I study. Look at what transpired with that woman across the way, those two children there.
Imagine that. Imagine that. And I started to hear some talk about some stuff that she was going through as well, eh?
But you know, no one knows. Yes, you know what niggagram is, right? You know what I'm telling you about? But my mind just focused on that father and that lady. You know what I'm telling you about? And especially with children is concerned. Dale, are you aware of the fact for the beginning of this year we lost a lot of young children, Dale, who was murdered? No, let me. I'm not saying that the woman did it because you know that I like to run the thing. I never said the children was murdered. I'm just joining a reference. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah, I understand.
It's right. Yeah. Okay, then I'll call back.
All right. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, there.
Good afternoon.
Give thanks to life. I see man was currently 40 years. He gave back up by like budget in October. He gave back up. He gave pension.
KFC baby self
the young man actually in the past social development was sharing out repair grants and all kind of things. Anybody get on here?
Yeah. Oh God, watch the show today now. Watch the show today. Go see Tom Kankalang. Woo! Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Guy, you know, they're just talking about the person who got us dated yesterday, right? I think you have my number there. I can send the person who assisted building the houses. If you want, just tell me what's up and I can send the number. You can make contact with the guy.
Take my number now.
Tell me.
Take it. You can take it up. Oh, all right.
I'm driving right now. They already can take a number.
All right. All right, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll call you as soon as it's up.
All right, yeah. Taking one more because there's some stuff I want to talk about before the break comes up. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, there's a voice.
Good afternoon.
Since the music factory Sunday and now getting on, brother, I don't know. You know how much been going on, brother, there. There. Hello?
Yes, Paradol.
Yes, sir. I mean, oh God, so much. We can't take again. We can't take it again. Yeah. There, I don't know. I lost for words. It's the first time this thing happened to me. I lost for words.
What's that? What happened to you?
Hey, Dale, later. Thanks for taking my call on Dale the Voice, Talk Your Talk on the Street 919 FM. Love you all. Love everybody on the street, right? Hey, Mano, you're an American citizen. Later, we going there?
I feel the next person I want to try and get some help for his Panadol, you know. Caller, good afternoon.
What Panadol is supposed to get no help? Panadol is supposed to cure people? Anyhow, Mommy, I am sorry for calling you Granny, but, you know, I'm glad I make you laugh. So I don't realize you're Mommy. I know it's a Granny. And I think in your life you might get there. You never know. Have a blessed day, everybody.
Yeah, man. I 91.9 Mommy, you know. So, I want to share some stuff with you all. I want to share the good, the bad, and the indifferent. For those of you that were locked on yesterday, and yesterday I solely just dealt with highlighting an issue with a young man. Since 2020, he would have tried to apply for a food card, and he would have tried to get a lot of different things to take care of his family. I want to show you all how real life is. The mother of those children would have taken the book list for these kids and did absolutely nothing. I have to be careful in the things that I'm saying on radio. But there are mothers out there who don't give two rats about their children. And what I started to realize when I started to go through the comments on my page with this same video, some people were chastising the father, and he's been the person that has been going all out for his children, going without food so that his children could eat, while mommy have 2 jobs and living life. Show up when she want to show up, promise the children all kind of thing, don't come. I don't know if mommy have another life or another family elsewhere, and I don't know. But what I care about is the well-being of the children. And a father who has given up himself to ensure that his children is something that nobody on the face of this earth could tell me anything different. Last night we started the GoFundMe for Roger and his family, and I want to show you all something. This is just last night. And I always say that we need to focus on being each other's brother's keeper. Because firstly, last night I started to think to myself, why the government and the government and the government? And then I started to realize that the government cannot do every single thing. And yesterday, while I'm sitting on my phone and getting calls, and a lot of people just calling to get information, or to call and say, you know, the video touched them and they cried and all these different things, and I've been back-to-back calls till my phone died and recharged, and there's more calls. And I did something that I don't normally do. I had the contact for the Honorable Minister of Education. And I looked at that, I typed her name in my phone, and I looked at that contact for about 5 minutes well. And I say, boy, deal boy, what we go do? And I messaged the minister. And I said, Minister, what could happen? I told her who I was, told her of the situation of the young man. I said, I don't know how. I don't use the Minister of Education, but I don't know how. And when I sent the message, in the back of my head, I was like, you waste your time, you know, Dale. You waste your time. And in about 5 minutes' time, I got a response from the Minister of Education. And she said, Dale, this is not a problem in terms of me reaching out to her. And she pointed me in the direction of the Minister of Social Development. She passed my contact information to the Honorable Minister. And about minutes to 10 last night, I'm at a function. Because some of y'all know I do karaoke and stuff. So I was at the bar doing karaoke and my phone rang. And I watched the phone and I say, boy, I'm going to call him at this hour, boy. I'll talk to them tomorrow. And the phone rang again. And I decided, okay, let me go outside and take the call. When I took the call, one of the liaisons for the minister called and was ready to jump into action. And I was blown. I was blown. And all you know, I don't come here to talk and rank up and rate up nobody. I just tell lays as it is. And the gentleman told me, he said, I am so and so. The minister would have passed on your information. Do I need to come now? What the situation is as urgent as, do I need to come now? Or can I come in the morning to get whatever to do? And I said, well, I mean, the morning would be better. I mean, this time in. And when I went back and I sat down, I was like, wow. And then during the course of the night again, somebody else messaged and people were saying from in the States, you know, Dale, I want to support. We want to support this guy. But how could we do that? And over the years, I've been helping people, not jumping out myself. I don't come on the radio station and talk that talk. If you follow me, you'll see. And I do it through my company. And they said, let's start the GoFundMe. Spoke to a contractor. The contractor said, yeah. And then we started to say, here, what? Let's make sense out of it. Let's see what we could get, how we could get, so we could allocate and do what we have to do. A man who has written on the walls of his home, every corner that you turn, God is great all the time. And while trying to contain myself, I called him and I told him I got a call. And you know, while talking, you know, I say, he was telling me something and I had to remind him. I say, boy, look around here. That statement that you have, God is great all the time. And now is your time for your blessing. And when I talked to him, he told me they came, they dropped off some forms and stuff that he wanted. I'm going up this evening to assist him in filling out the forms. The man don't even have a bank account. And I'm arranging for him to get a bank account, and we started the GoFundMe. And that GoFundMe started last night about 11 o'clock in the night. And today we have $1,148 raised. I want all to hear me. I also posted the link in the YouTube chat. $1,148 donated. And while I sat down and I'm looking at the figures, and I'm seeing people messaging, I want to help, people saying, you know, I want to buy books, I want to groceries, and let us, firstly, before I continue, give kudos where kudos is due. And I want to say thank you to the two ministers. Thank you to the two ministers that at that hour of the night didn't say, boy, what's going on with our radio man, boy? Or what's going on with messaging me now? And to everybody that would have started calling. You know, some people just calling to mind the man's business. I got a disturbing, but if I take God out my thoughts, I play the voice notes, some voice notes, and surely some messages. Some nasty people that have out here telling the man about, oh, thinking that the contact number is him directly, not knowing is me they have to end up dealing with. How you go put two children to suffer, and you know you're suffering, and all kind of derogatory things. But I want to take just a few moments from this show just to tell you all that we could do this together. We could show Roger what real love is. The 91.9 FM family. And by extension, Trinidad and Tobago. Because we represent the country. He could have made a choice to be a criminal, thief, rob. But he didn't. And I want to show you all, this is what we have been able to do so far. This is the FundMe page. Based on talking to the contractors, people who want to help, and then we're having other people who has also said that we're going to help. The money that is being collected here is to initiate, to start Roger on a good path. Giving a man a fish and teaching him how to fish is two different things. And we want to be able to teach him how to fish, give him the resources that he will be able to go from there. A man called me and said, Dale, how about let me see if I could get a waka for him, so he could start up a little business in the community and go and waka alone, because he likes agriculture as well. He likes to plant, he likes this. Let him start to waka people alone and get a little something off of that. That's something he could do when the children are at school. I want to be able that when we finish completing that little thing, that he could be able to start cooking for people. And he could sell food. So we want to give him a nice start. Besides that, I've spoken to Rondell Fields, and part of the things that we're going to do as well, I'm not going to say exactly, but we're going to make sure that those children are taken care for by both parties. And while we will get and ask for government assistance with food card to alleviate, we want to be able that a month from now or less, Roger could stand up on his 2 feet and say that I am sufficient, I could make. Because if a man was rationing $60 to last him, and not eating so his children could eat, and all these different things, imagine when we come together and we invest into him to be a better individual, what that's going to do. His son said he wanted to be a police officer. You imagine a child going through all of this during his childhood years. And when he becomes a police officer and an elite member of society, not only would he be able to influence change, but also be an advocate that, yo, I came from here. And it's because of a love of a nation. It's because people put down the differences and how they felt about something and said, we care. Something as little as $1, $2, $100, $1,000, $2,000, it doesn't matter. You know what touched me yesterday? Coming back home, stopped off in the community, and there's a guy, he not really homeless. You know, I don't want to use a strong word as a piper or whatever, but he has his things as well, you know, in terms of he have a little phone, he just be on the internet, thing, whatever. And he watched man, he said, Dale, not me even know the man just follow me and thing. And the man said, but I see that video you put up, boy. I have $5 I could contribute to the cause. And I watch him and I smile because he needed it. He needed to. But he decided that he is giving because he realized that there's somebody who needs more than him. So all I'm asking for those of you all that are listening, you could just Google it. Just Google search his name. You could just type in Roger Thomas, GoFundMe. Make sure and put TT, Trinidad and Tobago. And you're going to see it come up. Right? Fund Me TNT. And when you go on and you click on it, this will show up and you will get all the, when you click donate now, it's going to give you that information. This money stays in an account, and when the donation period is over, the funds will be turned over in care to the beneficiary, Roger Thomas. And we've been able to captivate so far 1,148. And I want to tell for the persons that have done and put together for this far, thank you. And I just wanted to take that time just to let you all know, one, a closed mouth would never be fed. But this man here, and I'm watching his picture, and you won't believe, I try not to get emotional about this, but this man could be something great to his community. Great to other young men, an example. Go up and get. And every possible means that I can do to get him to open a business that he'll be self-sufficient. But he would never have to, he would remember where he came from. I talked to the man, and the man said, Dale, I don't know. Thank you so much. And it's not me. I don't want no kudos to this. It's because of y'all. So let's do our part. And there are many people out there, you know. He's just one out of many. Gonna pay the bills, and when we come back, we're gonna get into our talk for today. Don't go anywhere.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we.
Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM. As we transition into summer, we continue to talk politics, current events, entertainment, and what's trending while balancing the talk with some of your favorite tunes, both old and new. Our purpose is to keep you informed and edify you, as well as to give you food for thought on the current affairs of this nation and the world. Keep it locked to the street, 919 FM every day, all day. Our on-air numbers are 342-0081 and 466-5391. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The Street 919 FM. YouTube, IWER TV.
The Street 919 FM.
Share the life. Share the life.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Onia Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
Tune into the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. for the program Conscious Talk.
Emancipation cannot be a one-day dress-up in African car event. It has to be a serious process in which resources are provided to our people to ensure they are emancipated. You cannot develop on handouts. That's another form of domination and control. When programs and policies are put in place so that you can develop economically, so that you can become business people, then and only then we can begin to talk about economic development.
Conscious Talk. Conscious Talk. Talk.
Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturdays are back at Vibes Event Space, formerly known as a Shade Nightclub.
They not like us. They not like us.
Tobago. Your favorite event venue is bringing back Inferno Fridays and Seductive Saturday with MC Snoopy and Selecta 3D, Madam Ish, and Fada. Drink specials all night with 2 beers for just $15. This weekend, September 13th and 14th at Vibes Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. Let's party like we used to as we continue the vibe. General entry free until midnight. VIP $100. Call or WhatsApp 394-3212 or 620-3057 to reserve your cabanas and VIP space. Come enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the vibes, and the atmosphere at the safest venue in Tobago. Vibes Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturday are back.
The Street 919 FM mobile app is now live. Keep in the loop with all your favorite programs. Be in the know first and carry us wherever you go. Listen and watch us live at the click of your fingertips. Download our mobile app now. Go in your favorite app store, whether it be Android or Apple, and type in The Street 919 FM.
Oh God, call on the Lord. Call on Him. Pour on us, oh God. Oh God, as we pray. Oh.
You are invited to join Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour all-night prayer every Friday evening, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this ministry deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated and can be sent through the First Citizens Bank, account 795222, in the name of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly. For more information, please call 753-1113. May God richly bless you.
The light of your glory.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
All right, so we're back on the inside, and a gentleman from Piaco called, and he just opted to give $500. So when I'm on my way going up the road, I'm going to stop off to collect that. And I want to say we could do this together. All right? I've also initiated for some persons as well to enroll him to learn in terms of money management and all these different things, because again, it's not about getting fish easy to get, but you see, teaching somebody how to fish, total different thing. And one last thing that I'm trying to remember, right? I'm also going to try to see to just collate some groceries and stuff as I'm going up this evening, so at least that they will be able to have a nice little meal. All right. One of the members of my team just messaged and said, Dale, I'm coming with you. All right. Okay, no. Two of them saying they're coming with me. All right. He done telling me I'll be in town 4:35. This is what it's all about. So let's get down to the issues today, and I'm opening the lines for you all. All right. For those of you who've been asking for the FundMe link, I have sent the link for you in the YouTube chat, or you could probably sing or whatever. I'm seeing somebody saying they took away my food card. Why did they take away your food card? Do you need the food card? Oh, you just being mischievous. You're giving away food card in here. I need hamper. All right, I'm going back to the phone lines. 342-008-146-65391. And I want to say again to all the screenshotters and screen recorders, tell the minister Dale from 91.9, both ministers of education and ministers of social development. Tell them I say thanks. The minister even tell me, keep me updated as to what is going on. If nothing else and make me feel good, that has made me feel good. Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
Dale, man?
Yes, sir.
I train in this punch today. I really say I get political victimized. Dale, I meet the minister, personally minister, see me. I'm a two-train. And she realized all my problems. I to show my documents. She photocopy my ID card. Right now, I waiting for she to come in. Going in a month now. And look how quick they respond.
The minister tell you that, right? Or somebody you represented?
I talk to the minister. I know him. I know the individual who call her. He take my number too. I won't call him on
I doubt it's the same person. But
I mean, I doubt the same person. And the person moving with the minister and go there first I moved with God. When I went but the place where I get
let me ask you something.
When I walk down, I bounce up the minister.
Let me ask you something, right? Let me ask you something, right? Why you feel what happening to you?
Because it has people who working in that radio station there sending things for the minister and balling like so and so what balling on the PNM. Let me ask you. A free country. I could talk.
No, let me talk real here, right? No, I know all kicks aside.
Big man thing.
Big man thing here, right? Big man thing we talking on the radio, right?
I learned down my box.
I want you to tell me something. I want you to put yourself in the shoe. Let's just say that you are a multi-millionaire or you have money. And I am in need. I need help. I'm in need. Right? And I come to you and you decide that I'm going to help Dale in whatever little way, small as it may be, I'm going to help Dale. So I'm giving Dale a 500 or 700 every month. Right? Now, while I'm doing that, you are in a position in society where maybe you're in government or you have this big business. Let me just say you have a big business. I don't want to align it to politics because I want you to understand.
Yeah.
And this business that you are in charge of, I don't like the business at all. I don't like the product that you're selling or whatever the case may be. But remember, you are taking care of me. And I decide to go on the media and tell people by fireborn KFC by no, we ain't like what he's selling and mean this and mean that. How would you feel as a person? Honestly, how you would feel?
How I would feel?
Yeah.
You gonna feel no way.
You gonna feel no way?
So
you won't feel.
Tell me because the government assisting me, so I mustn't come and say.
No, but no, even if it is you're saying fire burn the PNM, because I don't really care. What I'm saying is, while you're saying or you're pushing your narrative, you also have to understand that you are a recipient of help from the same people that you're burning out. So while you may not like certain things or you may be in disagreements to certain things that they are doing, you still have to get the jacket for the things that they've been doing. And you see, it does look bad. In the old people, they say, don't bite the hand that feed you. So in other words, it looks like you're biting the same hand that feeding you.
They're actually in the cloth. You're going on. I get injured 2013. I spent 18 months in the hospital. I walking there right now. They pronounce me dead. Either man get injured serious. And I went on a board. And I see two people who are with the PNM, and they give me a bad decision there. So I understand what you're saying, no.
So but they give you a bad revision?
God, I see the minister personally. The minister tell me she will call me.
Why they give you a bad revision?
The secretary up and out there and call me and come
no, but KFC, we talking. No, but why they give you a bad revision? Because of your presence on the radio, what you're saying on the radio? Think about it.
It's a talk. I mean, we can't talk that talk right now with you in the air right now.
No, we had a talk.
I watch anything.
No, we had a talk. The talk because at the end,
I actually see the minister see me and see me. I show my paper in my two chair and thing, and she see the kind of woman that I have thing, and I talk to the minister. I have to let.
So what? All right, let me get to the real thing here. So why it is? So when it is your food card and all these things stop, what was told to you? I don't want to hear victimization about nobody in the radio station. What was told to you? What is the facts? What was told to you? You just wake up one day and your food card just stop?
Yeah, no, you're going on there listening. Accident, they send me back to get medical. I get all my medical, but doctor think I went clinic just last Monday.
Right.
I tell you the doctor what I passed him and so I get medical, I carry back in the medical. I was moving with the gold thing, I want to give me that decision by the social welfare. So I said I run up to go down head office down there. Boom. I see a young lady, I talk to the young lady.
I know what's going on there. Your internet or something like that. You hear your KFC there still? You see, today is a day I want us to deal with issues. It's a call field. I want us to deal with issues today because this platform I've realized is very powerful. And ministers of government, both opposition and present, they also tap into this radio station. They have people who are very close to the ministers that also listen to this radio station that tap in, and sometimes they take certain information and spend it back to the minister. And I don't want us to start spreading any, whether it be a PNM helping you, a UNC helping you. Let us get to the facts and then let's see how we could fix today. Today is a fixing kind of day. I'm sorry if I are disappointing anybody in terms of we not going down the political banter today. Today is a fixing day. Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
Dale, a pleasant good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Wall Street.
Dale, I want to thank you for taking my call because it seemed like I'm down to 2 radio programs on this channel, on this station I could call. Because Pastor Google don't take my call no more. So it's only you now and TC and Heavy. So boy, I don't know boy, I'm running out of opportunities to voice my opinion in Trinidad and Tobago because the PNM people don't want to hear my opinion. But anyway, Dale, I heard your analogy with respect to KFC and the question. But Dale, this is the question, Dale. If you are the government of a country and you are running a country, it doesn't matter who a person support, whether they support the opposition, whether they support your party, whether they support a third party, or whether they support a fifth party. You are
You're breaking up, Wall Street. Hello?
So if I come to your program, Dale, are you hearing me?
I hear you now. You was breaking up just now. So all I heard was, so if I.
Right. So I was just saying that if you are the government of a country, you are there to bring solutions to the problems of the country. So I hear your analogy with KFC asking him huh?
Yeah, listening.
I hear your analogy asking KFC about if the person have a business and the business supporting them, and what you go do if a man come and tell you fire burn the business. But if I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and I say fire burn the PNM supposed to support every single individual in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what they are the government for. They're not just the government for the PNM people. And let me give you an example there. I come to the radio station and I saw the PNM under the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley, his words not mine, have the highest amount of black people living below the poverty line, 26.3%. That is facts. If I come to you and I say, Dale, under the UNC, under Kamala predecessor, she reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 19.8. So you Basdale Pandey, Indian Prime Minister, reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 23% to 19.8%. That is facts. Why should you victimize me for bringing facts to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? As a government, what you are supposed to do is to find solutions to the problems.
But I don't think it's a political affiliation for why KFC does not or is not at this point in time receiving his normal.
Come on,
normal.
Dale, nah.
No, but he had some stuff that he had to bring in. He had some medicals to do.
Victimization of the
You think so?
Dale, let me say this. I will close with this. Dale, I am the #1 political victimized person who supported the PNM. #1. #1. But you know why, Dale? I don't have to depend on the PNM for anything. You see? I don't have to depend on them for anything. So they could try to victimize me. They could come to the radio station, call me all kind of name, all kind of thing. I supported the PNM more than some of them same G ladies and Mr. Bingo. I think Mr. Bingo name is Chance. You just call him Mr. Bingo. Mr. Bingo and Bacteria. I have done more for the PNM than all of them. And I'm going to close. But the PNM don't like me because I started to speak truth to power. And I stated the PNM as a party under the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley, they don't like black people. Dale, you have a splendid first, Truman the first, marvelous rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm listening to everybody. Call a good afternoon.
Dale, it's me again. Dale, I want to thank you for what you did yesterday afternoon to recognizing a young father who needs help in Trinidad and Tobago. You hear me? You remember yesterday that same KFC call and say, mentioned something about Donna Cox, and I said to you, Donna Cox is not that type of person. Remember I told you that? And you see for yourself, right? You see, Dale, you have so much help coming for that young man. You will not know. Right now, waiting for a call by 5 o'clock. I will reach you back here. I'm telling you about Dale. Let me tell you something. KFC giving you wrong information. You hear what I'm telling you about? He's hiding certain information from you because Dale, when you get in these things, it have a lot of things you have to go through. A matter of fact, I think it's within a year or 2 years, you still have to go back and sign over. You hear what I'm telling you about?
You have to do over medical and all these different things.
Thank you.
I know.
So he's telling, right. He's telling, giving you wrong information. And this next job that called Dale.
Forget him now.
I am so proud. I am so proud, my darling, that Kid Christopher Rowley is a black man. He raised up a lot of our head and faces high. Hear me and Dale, I am telling you again, darling, you continue to do the best for Trinidad and Tobago, like what you started yesterday. You hear me? Have a good one, my darling.
Well, you see my face. You too. I didn't know I wasn't seeing my face all the time. I'm on time monkey thing I was doing the dressing. But it's alright. Now, there are certain parts of the system that I don't like. My, how I go put this, boy? My ex-father-in-law was also, and I believe is still a part of the government assistance, because he would have fallen sick and he no longer could work, and he depends on it. And I think it's like although the whatever is approved for a year or whatever the case may be, every 2 to 3 months he has to submit and go back to NIS and just that or the other, and there's all kind of running around. Doctor had to sign this paper, and I questioned. I always, in the back of my head, I would question. I didn't get involved. And I think, there's really saying in the Bible, the people that perish for a lack of knowledge. And when we don't know, we move out of ignorance. But I'm very interested. You see where KFC is concerned? To find out, because, you see, I like facts and truth. And I know the system. And I've had certain conversations, even where this whole thing there is concerned. And what I understand is that KFC, you have some documents that you need to submit. And then these documents need to be processed and whatever, and then go forward from that. Apart from that, depending on what it is that you are allotted to, or the assistance that you've given, there are certain things that you cannot be in contrary of, which is if it is that you have a disability grant, or one that affords you that you cannot work, and the ministry sees that you are able to work, or the social development, or whoever, whichever agency, an investigation will be done, which would, one, question your ability, and then it would also interfere with what you receive. As far as it's concerned now, and I'll be real with you all, we have to be frank and real. while I know you don't like who you don't like, let us be real. Organize yourself. Organize your documentations, your medical. And if you really need the help, we could get things pushed through. But at the same time, we have to stop being opportunists and trying to push a narrative and saying and this and that. One of your own people and things tell you, hey, sometimes relax yourself a little bit now. You know, stay off the radio for a little while. Let me try and organize and put things in place. And I'm cool with that. Right? KFC, I show you my number. Call me and let we talk. I don't want to have this banter over the radio. And for persons like Wall Street to say, you know, it's only you're down to two programs. Once you and I could banter in terms of respect, it's a cool scene. You could always call here because this is the platform and the place for all of us to have a conversation. There's a platform where we hear each other talk and we're able to banter, make sense out of nonsense, come up with solutions, and even just talk about how we could make it better. That's all. And that's all I'm interested in. There have been people who've been passionate and they call and they tell me about my mother, my breast, my tuts, my everything. But then, you know, we realize the greater of it all, which is that we all have a purpose, even on this radio station. We've been given and afforded the opportunity by the pockets of IWER George to give us a free platform to talk our minds and vent. And we have to use it wisely. If I could tell you, and look, I'm watching here now, I'm seeing we have $1,485 raised with the FundMe, just talking here alone. But if I could talk to you and tell you XYZ is the case, so is the case, whatever, ABC, and we could get that active people who are in government, people who work, we talk about a TNTech issue, a WASA issue, a man from WASA call and give us the update. And we're able to gather information. We've been able to have discussions, political discussions here, and here the discussions spewed over on political platforms, where government ministers, opposition leaders, and etc. are able to say, I listen to a certain radio station and they say XYZ, so is the case. We have the power. Let's use it wisely now. We want a better Trinidad and Tobago. Let the discussions be about that and not who's stupid and who dotish and who this and who that. I mean, there's be kicked sometimes, you know. And the banter just be nice from now and again, and that is tolerate. But sometimes we have to come up to the let's get down to the real brass tacks of the thing. I'm going back to the lines because I don't have a lot of callers calling in. I have some callers on the line waiting. Let me see. Ini, mini, mini, more. Line 2. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Daily Voice.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me give 10 out of 10 for that human service. And I always say, radio talk show hosts, the responsibility is to represent the vulnerable and assist the vulnerable outside there, the people who don't have a voice. I have been speaking about the situation people in this country for years. I have been chastised. I am the one that even mentioned young female girls don't have stay free, they don't have female underwears, they don't have proper brassieres, they go to school, the monthly leaking, and they don't have these things. I was even chastised about saying those things. I'm glad to see that you all could bring those topics in the front line, because there are mothers and fathers really need that assistance. And the analogy with KFC, I think that was the wrong way. The same assistance that the minister could assist you with immediately is the same assistance they could access KFC immediately. By KFC calling the radio station and saying, fire burn the PNM, that is not no reason to victimize KFC. When you're assisting people, You assist people, no matter who they is. PNM, UNC, you have to ask that the government have a responsibility to assist people, especially when the doctors, because KFC just have paper, the doctors classify KFC as medically unfit to work. He have that paper over there. And that is which part they're supposed to assess immediately, because it's not he the victimizing. You see them two little children? What you have over there is them two little children the victimizing. You see the same guy that you assisting? He don't need help, but it's the two little children need help. It's the same thing in KFC's position. And the same way how the Minister of Social Development could call you and look for assistance one time for that guy is the same thing they're supposed to be doing KFC. And that is a balance. That is equilibrium. That is the responsibility of social development. But I give you 10 out of 10 for your human services. Thank you.
Well, as I say, KFC have my number, and let's look into it. I would look into it. Right? Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Good afternoon.
I love that little order. I want to editorial I just give about your responsibilities when you sit down behind your chair and the possibilities of where it does lead when we have positive conversation. Dale, I don't know if you notice what's happening right now at all those inland revenue offices. With all this property tax deadline on the 30th. You saw any photos of those as yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't been in touch to see it.
The lines going around the door and all kind of thing. Right? And I sit here and I wonder in 2024 why we have a Ministry of Digitization. Why that could not have been digital. Why we could not pay that online. You know it's going to have an extension.
Oh, I saw the photos with the people line up to play property tax and thing. Yeah, no, it's me.
We have to have an extension because on the 30th there's going to be people in front of those lines, and the people are not going to be able to service them because on the 30th the BIR office has to close up to submit their figures to close off for the end of the year. So we're going to be in a crunch time there now, Dale. And before it reaches that, the minister should just come out and say, hey, what's happening? The 30th of October will be the deadline. We don't have enough offices to service the amount of people who come in to deal with these matters. Are we going to end up in that problem? Look, Arima has no office to pay that to pay property tax. Arima has to either go to Sandy Grande or Tunapuna. And it's not now Arima have that problem, Arima has not had a BIR office for more than 8 years.
Right.
So all Arima, and think about how big Arima gets. Arima, Malabar, Aruka, Cleaver Woods, Mausika, Lauketa, Pinto, Santa Rosa, all those people.
These are the things that we have to talk about in terms of bringing it to the forefront that we could get the government and the associate people to make changes to where that is concerned. I mean, they may feel that it is working, and even if it is not working, then what is the solution to fix it?
Well, for me, the immediate solution will be to give an extension.
Right. So you don't think, I feel that might happen, I really feel that might happen.
I feel it has to happen. I'm not seeing any other way.
Yeah.
And my initial thought is by now, when you had all these people going around assessing, why was that digital platform being created together with this information so that we could just go online and pay? Or collect or get a number or chit and go by the NLCB booth and pay just like how you're paying in the court.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to drive everybody now to these few offices that are available to us, it's just chaos and mayhem. And those offices need to additionally deal with its normal flow. Normal flow being collecting health surcharge from businesses.
Right. So the normal procedures, and then the well, exactly. I mean when they start seeing the situation and it becomes unbearable or whatever, I'm not making excuses for anybody. I think that they will put things necessarily in place to deal with it, because there have been other instances, even like when when people were being charged under COVID-19 for the mask and under the health regulations, the law was in place, people was getting charged, but there was no place to pay the penalties.
To pay the penalties.
And it took how many months before that started to happen? And then the question was, why? How unfair is it? After how many months people been waiting to pay, and now they have to, and they still have to go and pay. And then there was a whole back and forth, and until I don't even know what happened with that. I think that whole thing just fell through.
Fell apart.
Right. So I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes things happen, and it's trial and error. But and this is why I say that the importance of even the platforms that we have to speak, we need to speak and continually highlight it. Whether or not I mightn't like what you're saying, you understand? But we need to continue highlighting it so that we could come to a solution where it is that we know the government, the ministry, persons who are aligned with whoever would be able to say, let us fix this. Let us come with something as the people kicking up. But if the people not kicking up, we cool.
Yeah. Everything cool, and that means everything working.
Yeah.
You know? So... Yeah. Well, this is why I come in to say, because as far as I go, it's not working, and it's difficult, because a man who, as part of small business now, he will send a staff to go and pay his BIR, right? To pay his health, to charge or whatever. And that might have taken normally 2 hours. Now this whole day, just long and waiting.
Well,
and I think they get through it.
Yeah.
Because the cash are closing 2 o'clock because they have a
and these are some of the things that we have to fix, which is in terms of sometimes there are things put in place, and I'm going to take our next call, right? So you can listen up here. There are sometimes that our own government workers make things bad for everyone, because there are things that are put in place, but the workers don't want to work. There are lots of people that don't want to go above and beyond. And I want you all to remember, just the other day, you all remember when it is a quality and tech? And that gentleman who answered the phone and went above and beyond just before TNTech is going to close and pull out his calculator to give, and he did not know he was on air, he did not know he was on radio, he didn't know that is a radio personality or public figure or whatever, or is a shine up thing. He didn't know anything of that. But how many people in the government platforms and sections that these things happen to, where it is they're going above and beyond? And a lot of people are suffering because of the negligence of the people who are afforded the opportunity to have a government work. And that's why we're sitting down in where we are at today, because there are people who are riding the donkey and collecting a pay when the month comes, and to hell with everybody else. That's why it have people who have application forms since 2019 in certain places, and they can't get nothing up me because I take your paper, I sign my name. First, they ain't afraid. They sign the name and they throw it in a corner there, and to hell with you. I want to tell you all, for those of you who've been doing the donations, we are now at $2,835. Just now as 1,000 something. We reached 2,000. We could do this. $2,835 so far. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome. Thanks for holding.
Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon to you, Dale.
Good afternoon.
I don't find you looking fat last time I saw you.
You don't find her looking fat? A little thought something, so they just want to talk about that. I don't know.
Unless you had put on a girdle.
Nah. Some days I just wake up fat, and other days I just wake up skinny.
Yeah. So, I was banned from, when I say banned, I was cut off from 2 programs. Me, I had to talk about that. The people don't want to hear what I'm not in line with their conversation, and they want to push an agenda. I'm here complaining. I never complain. I just send them.
They obliged to do that, if it is that the host at that point. But this show has been created, birthed is our word? This show has been created to be that platform. It was birthed to be that platform, to give everybody a voice, to give everybody that opportunity to talk the talk. And I mean, from time to time, I will come in and I will moderate a little bit more harshly and telling people, hey, talk the truth.
Yeah.
But
I think
we need to understand this is how people think. Sorry, yeah. But we need to understand that this is how people think. And you see, the opportunity of this platform is also to give you that realization that, wait, people just think so? He really calling to talk that talk, by? Nah. And then you have the information instead of me, the host, coming and pulling the information. I know somebody thinks, some people just say, I just bite my tongue. But I want to see how educated sometimes the population is. But so when other persons are able to call and banter and say, no, it's not that. This is the way. Then we go from there. And this is how the nation is supposed to be able to build. Anyhow, I'm going back in my corner and listening.
But you see, they have to understand that, let me put it this way, Dave. If you decide to do something now for the future, you are only thinking about now and what will happen in the future. Things in the future might change. You may say, look, I'm investing in this thing. And next thing you know, the Wall Street or whatever crash. But at this time, this is how you see it. Because you have been watching the market and watching how the market going, and you invest now. It doesn't mean that things wouldn't change. So people have to understand is where that person is mentally, educationally, or even in this situation, like the gentleman you talked about, you showed up yesterday. When he makes some decision, and like he's very good, he did not choose to steal. Right? So you know how people's situation impact them. That is how some of them respond. You know? But anyway, the property tax, I want to say that I've had no problem. I didn't receive anything in my mail.
Yeah, no problem.
And when I went to Aruka, I went to office because that's where I had submitted the document. I told them I didn't get no thing that you all receive my thing. And the woman went on the computer nicely. She printed it out. She gave me. Now I'm looking for that thing there to go down and find out what it is going on because they did not send me any evaluation stuff.
Right.
So when I went to Port of Spain, I saw the line. I said, let me go to the security. I said, here, so-and-so. She said, well, you won't get that information here. You go to Barataria, and they'll give you that, and then, you go from there. When I went to Barataria, I lined up. I could have had the park. Luckily, somebody moved out, and I got a park. I ain't fussing at all. I know what I have to do, and I know I'm going to get through. I intend to die tomorrow. And I went inside. There was a line. I waited. Some people grumbled because some number were calling kind of thing, but it seemed as though some people went out. And when they came back, they notified the people, and then they called them again.
Right.
That's my thing. She told me, go to Port of Spain tomorrow, and they will go for them. I tried to get there early. They sent me upstairs. I went upstairs. Then they see after me, after my line, see after my document, then come down, go to another line where they register me for the cashier's office. So all those lines I go through. But what I want to say, Dale, a lot of people had issues. And they figure that their issue must happen, whatever happened or what they have done, it should be just a magical thing and change it. I know because I was talking with some people who did not have certain things. A lady said she got all her things already, but she can't misplace it. Well, let's tell her something. She said she's going home and thing, but she's not making a fuss. I said, look, cool yourself and say. But, we know that people like last month. How long have you been asking them to go pay public stamp bills? You remember? Right. Fix up your business. It's all about you first. When you're in the plane, they say, if it is an emergency, take care of yourself first. If you have family, you take care and make sure things are right for them. Stop complaining because you see, when you have a business and 4 persons down the line crumbling, you say, well, all you wait now, people in front of you. That's how it is. It's have line sometimes. Yeah. Take care.
Right. Thank you very much. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, Dale.
Good afternoon.
I listened to that comment about KFC, and I'm very perturbed. As a grown man, he should know. Nobody is against him having an opinion. I mean, the present government or whoever, the opposition or whoever. But you have to be tactful. You have to be respectful. You cannot want to bite the hands that is feeding you. I just hear him on the 4 o'clock evening, burn the PNM and burn the PNM. It is ridiculous. He is a grown man supposed to know better. You still need the government, whether it's PNM or UNC or whoever. You need the government, and you're still bashing them. You may not agree with all your policies, but you have to be mindful of what you say. You have to be mindful and respectful. You know, so what does he expect? To have an exemplary outcome for his behavior or to his matter to be put in the forefront? You have to reap what you sow. And he is not even, I don't think he has God in him.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, if he does, he's not acting. All right, let me rephrase my statement. If he does, he is not acting. You come like a spitting in the air and it's falling in your face. So this is what I'm saying. You have to, I'm not saying he should have expected, but you have to be mindful as a grown man. Well, no, I have to watch what I say. You know, and pat down on my comments. On the PNM and on the PNM. This is my contribution there. Have a blessed day.
No problem. You too.
Thank you.
Caller, good afternoon. Welcome. And today, I feel like we could, just before you say anything, caller, I feel like today we could do about $3,500 today in raising funds. I want to say 4,000, but I'm being thinking 3,500. We've reached, I'm watching it here, 2,835. So the link is in the chat, and you all could think from there. Caller, good afternoon. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, my name is Frank Edwards. I'm calling from Port St. Lucie, Florida. I submitted $50 US. I don't know if it went through. Is there any way I could check to see where they...
I'm checking. Let me just pull up the... No, it didn't go through. Frank, you said your name is, right?
Frank Edwards. Frank Edwards.
No, I didn't see anything yet.
All right, well, hold on. Let me see if I do something. If this is...
All right.
Try it again.
While you're doing that, just hold the line for me here. Let me just take you off air, Frank. How we just do this?
For your donation, should I click confirm and pay?
Yes, confirm and pay.
Again?
Yes, confirm and pay.
I did that before.
And it what it told you after when you did the confirm?
The amount must be an integer.
It says what the amount must be?
Be an integer.
It says what the amount?
An integer.
I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure.
This is the second time I'm doing it, you know.
All right. Let me take... You have my number? Take my number, and I will just try to help you off here.
Give me a number. You have a WhatsApp number?
Yeah, send it to you here now.
Right.
All right? All right.
You got it?
Yeah. You got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm usually a listener to your program, but I hardly ever call in because it's so difficult. I guess it's how popular you are. But yeah, you're rather popular.
You're fine,
in a good way, though.
Okay.
In a good way, yeah. But listen to this. The property tax. You know, I love my country, Trinidad. I've lived abroad for a while. And when people have to pay taxes abroad, they do make jokes. They get themselves busy and they go and pay their taxes because they know Uncle Sam and we can joke with that. But yeah, we knew that property tax was coming. It was explained by the PNM government so long, and people were talking about it so much so. I know how things go in Trinidad. People wait for the last minute to go and do what they have to do. So in 2023, I made it my business to go and find out about it, got all the literature, got all the information, all the documents they required. They want your deed, they want all the things that you have concerning the property. If you're squatting on land and you have some kind of other arrangement, well, you will deal with that. But once you have purchased a property and you have your deed, you have all the taxes you have paid, because I used to pay land and building tax on my property.
Right.
When you had a mortgage to TTNF, you paid your land and building tax. Today we call it property tax. It is the same thing. So you were paying that within your mortgage. So I just went and I followed. And quite truly, I went into in the place in Aruka, got the forms, got all the things that were required of me, and did such. The people came here in 2023. And they look at the building, they look at how many rooms you have, how many bathrooms, XYZ, and all of that. They assign a value of your property. That is how much you could expect to collect if you were renting. And that is what the property tax is all about. And they give you that rundown, and then you go now, they will send and let you know when you can come in and pay. All of that in 2023. December, I was in Inland Revenue paying my property tax. Now, I know, Trinidad, I don't know if people is wait last minute to buy the costumes in the big bands, but I think if you were to do that, you will not get a costume because those things probably already sell out now. So why wait for the hustle and say all kinds of things when you know you have to pay taxes? Every country you go in the Caribbean, you go work up in the Bahamas, a lovely place like Bahamas, you have to pay tax. But government again decided, okay, all right, you'll say your fine is too much tax. We will take an allowance and allow people to come in and say, well, if you find your house has been assessed for too much. People got that. They got that leeway. If you feel your house has been assessed for too much money, come in and show why it shouldn't be so much. And you had all of that you could have done early last year. And so people were called upon to start to make their payments. I made mine in October because I can't deal with the stress on the long lines. So now when I hear people talking about property tax and the carrying on, I say, but what do people do when, and most people who have been living abroad, you can't make a joke with Canada. You have to pay your tax. And Uncle Sam ain't making a joke neither. So what is the issue with the property tax? Is it because it is under the PNM? I believe that might be the issue, but you still have to pay because you want services. So I think what has to happen is that people have to get themselves organized. It's just like when long time you used to have to go in Inland Revenue, and it's the 31st of July, also you had to finish pay your stuff. People line up all quality hours waiting to put the thing in the boxes. But you have to pay. It is going to serve us. You can't expect to get school feeding program, get pension for senior citizens, get those kinds of help that people who in dire need, and I must compliment you, sir, when you were talking about the gentleman. I didn't hear the program, but I really felt, I felt uncomfortable, but I am glad that there are people like you who took your time as a young man to assist. I too will make my contribution, but I like to work quietly. I don't make no big boo. So I am telling you, congratulations, sir, for what you have been doing. And I know you didn't really want to come and talk about it, but you had to talk about it to get more assistance, and that is
I needed to come and talk about it because needed to get that help, and it's something urgent.
Yes, I know.
Thank you.
I took note of the line and so on. I will make my little 2 pence because I am a retiree. So all the best, son, and keep up the good work. And son, let me tell you this: when you hear when you serve a particular party or you prefer a particular party, that is your right. But it is not your right to insult whoever's in government. I never insulted Kamala. I didn't like most of the things she did, but I would never come on the air and say dirty things about her. So when I hear a man saying he's a lecturer somewhere, and he's saying the blackest man, I black, you black, don't care how fair skin or brown skin you are, you're still considered black and white man. So when you come from outside there, in the USA, I'm calling that next man a black man, the blackest man in Trinidad, you're degrading yourself. And I feel he should be told not to do it again. And if he continues with that, you shouldn't really listen because it sets a bad trend for our children.
It does.
It really sets a bad trend, and it makes him look foolish even though he doesn't know it. But you should tell him if that is your language, please keep it for somewhere else. Because when Mrs. Prasad was the Prime Minister, I had to give her respect. I wouldn't dare come in line and call her anything. If you're talking to your friends privately, you could say that, but you can't come in here and do these things and then make noise. So, sir, I thank you for your patience, I thank you for your tolerance, and I thank you for your discipline.
Thank you very much.
May God continue to bless you with the good job you're doing. Bye-bye.
God bless you too. And guys, we have now reached 10% of our goal. We have now reached 10%, and I want to say thank you for those of you all that have and continue to support every venture that happens. We've just reached 10% of the goal that we want to collect totally. We have now accumulated $3,510. $3,510. We've just collected $3,510. I'm watching it here on the dash. 3,510. So if you're an international or you have your credit card and you want to make a contribution or whatever the case may be, the link is in the chat. You could just click on the link. $1 will go as far. $1 will go far. $2, $5, $10. It will go far. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Dave.
Good afternoon, brother.
It's a pleasure to have you do what you do. However, I'm feeling this, and as you just explained, that there's a link. I will try to follow the link. If not, I will just have to make a call and be a person. But, you know, on another note, the sister was just spoke and prior to her. I too was wondering why it is sometimes the last minute to do what we know we have to do. And also, people may say you could do this and they could extend and they could extend until when. I would like to ask you too on what is the extension to do this fundraiser for this guy?
What is the
extended time then? Like it doesn't have a
well, we do have a time period, but because of the situation being one that is urgent, what we're trying to do now is to organize and arrange the at least some funds within this week here to next week. So what we're trying to do is to alleviate the situation, to make sure that the home is good, because I don't want that anybody says that the home is not suitable for the children and it turns into something else that is even more worse, because we know how the system is. I don't want anybody to come and say, oh, look how this house is, and take away the children. All right? And I'm being very honest. Pardon?
Between now and Monday then?
Yes, so between now and Monday, we're thinking the link that is sent there, that is going on, I think, for about 2 weeks. So at the end of the 2-week period, by that time, and the monies would be put into his account. From FundMe TNT, it will go to his account, and we will go from there.
Sorry, there's a matter of fact, even his account and all can be also published, that if someone after that could also deposit something in his account.
So what we're doing, we're working on the account. So in the meantime, what is happening is that he has given us permission in terms of to collect the funds because of the amount of people that want to send. So there are people that are dropping off funds either to my office, they're sending it into the company account, which the information is also public, and also the FundMe TNT account. So what would happen is that they would do whichever one and all the funds. So for instance, the money that I'm going to collect this evening, I'm going to hand over that to him one time so that he could get whatever little small stuff for the children and go from there. And the contractor has sent me a message that he's also going up as well. So at least we would have a front plan.
Nice, man. Well, again, as I say, well done, and you know that I support what you're doing. I continue saying that you would raise the issue that is national. And sometimes I sit back and hear some of the googly gook that is being said. But, as the lady said, I wouldn't come and do it.
We have time and place for everything. There's a time for everything, and if you don't like something, you say it, but you say it respectfully, and you go from there,
Because so by saying, the old saying, don't go and give a bank and bad talk give it, So let me be more responsible, my brother. Take care.
Thank you very much. Yeah, man. So, guys, I'm out of time. We're going up next to the news. We are now at 3,848. I want to say thank you to all of you all that continue to do. We'll make a difference. I'm going to take a break, and the news up next.
Views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the street. 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM. As we transition into summer, we continue to talk politics, current events, entertainment, and what's trending while balancing the talk with some of your favorite tunes, both old and new. Our purpose is to keep you informed and edify you, as well as to give you food for thought on the current affairs of this nation and the world. Keep it locked to the street. 919 FM every day, all day. Our on-air numbers are 342-0081 and 466-5391. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The Street 919 FM. YouTube, IWER TV.
The Street 919 FM.
Share the life. Share the life.
Oh God, call on the Lord. Call on Him. Pour on us, oh God. Oh God, as we pray. Oh.
You are invited to join Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour all-night prayer every Friday evening, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this ministry deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated and can be sent through the First Citizens Bank, account 795-222, in the name of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly. For more information, please call 753-1113. May God richly bless you.
The light of your glory.
HGC coming. Pay up, pay up, pay up. HGC coming. Pay up, pay up, pay up. HGC coming to collect. So pay off your debt. Don't get caught in regret. You better pay now. You living comfortably, but nothing is free. If you owe HGC, then you better pay now. Pay up, pay up, pay up. HGC coming. Pay up, pay up, pay up. Pay now.
Pay HDC first. Visit hdc.gov.tt, click on the Pay Now tab, or click other payment options for more payment choices. You can also visit any NLCB Lotto booth or download HDC's Rent Cafe app to pay your bill. HDC, giving you more ways to pay.
Pay now.
Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturdays are back at Vines Event Space, formerly known as a Shade
They not
Nightclub.
like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Tobago, your favorite event venue, is bringing back Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturday with MC Snoopy and Selecta 3D, Madam Ish, and Vada. Drink specials all night with 2 beers for just $15. This weekend, September 13th and 14th, at Vibes Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. Let's party like we used to as we continue the vibe. General entry free until midnight. VIP $100. Call or WhatsApp 394-3212 or 620-3057 to reserve your cabanas and VIP space. Come enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the vibes, and the atmosphere at the safest venue in Tobago. Vibes Event Space, formerly known as the Shade Nightclub. Inferno Friday and Seductive Saturday are back.
Young people of our nation, ignite your wellness journey with Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan with Princess Omega and Associates. Prevent ill health today and reap the benefit of good health tomorrow. Join us every second and fourth Saturday of each month at 9:25 a.m. to 9:55 a.m., where we bring to you innovative health solutions. Invest in yourself today by ensuring that you're enjoying optimum health. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp us at 868-310-8671 or 364-4464. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our priority.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. Everybody just share the live. All on Facebook, share the live. All on IG, share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Everybody just share the live. You listening? Listen now.
Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
I want everybody to share the live. Downtown Posse have to share the live. Uptown Posse have to share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Everybody just share the live. Tobago, share the live.
The following is a paid program. Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com.
News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon, I am Dale Edwards with the 4 p.m. news on the Street 919 FM. Let's take a look at the headlines for today. Man shot dead in San Juan. A man was also held with gun and ammunition. Body found in Valencia. And LMCS faces 15 charges in diving tragedy. Let's take a look at the news in detail. A man identified as Damian Deret, aka Board Box, was shot and killed in San Juan last evening. Diet was known as the suspect in the 2022 murder of a 16-year-old schoolboy. It has been reported that Diet's alias was earned because he was responsible for putting several people in coffins and anonymous sources claim. In July of 2012, Diet's brother, Derry Diet, aka Monster, was shot and killed at Sunshine Avenue by officers of the Northeastern Division Task Force after he shot 2 women in the area. Rodbrooks died at the hospital after he was shot at Victor Street, Sunshine Avenue. Investigations are continuing. In more news, a 24-year-old man from Aruga has been arrested for having a gun and several rounds of ammunition at his home. The officers searched his home at Larafin Road and found a revolver and 8 rounds of .38 special ammunition and 5 rounds of 9mm ammunition. A man who resides in Rock River, Maruga, was also arrested on several outstanding warrants. The exercise took place between 8 p.m. on September 10th and 8 p.m. on September 11th. Having obtained warrants, the police searched several locations and houses, including one at Basetier Village, but nothing illegal was found. In further stories, a man identified as 69-year-old plus Arinod was found dead at 4:40 p.m. yesterday along Boutique Street in Valencia. People in the area were conducting business when they detected a foul smell. Upon investigating, they found an Arnold lying on a mattress in the room of a building located in the roadway. He was not wearing any clothes, and they also observed wounds to the back of the head. Meanwhile, in other news, accusations of a double-barreled attack on the Paria Fuel Trading Company and 2 of its senior employees in its prosecution arising out of the 2022 diving tragedy. Paria's lead attorney Gilbert Peterson SC made the accusation after his clients, Paria's general manager Mushtaq Mohammed, terminal operations manager Colin Piper, and the company itself pleaded not guilty to 9 of 15 charges against them. Magistrate Alicia Shankar read out the 15 charges to Paria's Mohammed and Piper and Land and Marine and Construction Services Director Kazim Ali, Senior, on September 11th. Mohammed faces 4 charges which are alleged as a manager of Paria between June 2nd, 2021 and February 28, 2022. He facilitated by neglect the commission of a breach of the OSHA Act and failed to prepare an emergency plan based on a risk assessment and failed to ensure workers not in Paria employees, including the 4 divers who died in an incident at its point-of-care facility, and the lone survivor were not exposed to a risk to their safety. He pleaded not guilty. Allegedly, the company failed to ensure that the 5 divers were not exposed to a risk to their safety, failed to implement an emergency plan based on a risk assessment, failed to revise in consultation with worker representatives an emergency plan, and failed on its duty to make an annual assessment of the risk to safety and the health of those not employed. Let's take a look at international news. The death toll from a boat carrying migrants that capsized off Shanghai's coast rose to 26 following the discovery of 17 more bodies Tuesday, and Senglasi Navy said a post on X. The wooden boat was carrying more than 100 illegal migrants from Sengalsi town of Mebo when it sank after only 4 kilometers of navigation on Sunday, according to state broadcaster Radio Television. The Navy units discovered 17 lifeless bodies, and the remains were handed over to the fire brigade units, and a total of 26 bodies were recovered from the shipwreck. The search continues, the Navy said. Let's take a look at sports. National Intercall Championships Presentation College and St. Anthony's College opened the 2024 Secondary Schools Football League seasons with big wins on Wednesday. Caleb boys notched a hat-trick as Press Sando whipped newcomers Miracle Ministries 6-0 at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium in Marabella. St. Anthony's whipped St. Mary's College 6-0 in the Battle of the Saints. However, defending Premier League champions Fatima College did open their campaign in their match against the St. Augustine Secondary as their field was waterlogged. In other results, San Juan North Secondary edged Queens Royal College 2-1, while former champions Naparima College beat East Mokapo Secondary 2-0. St. Benedict's and Arima North Secondary drew goals at Arima Velodrome, while Speyside Secondary and Malik Secondary drew 2-2. Let's take a look at the weather. For the period this afternoon and tonight, Trinidad and Tobago will be mostly sunny conditions interrupted by a few partially cloudy periods with showers. There is a medium-high chance of the isolated heavy shower or thunderstorms favoring western and hilly areas. Tonight will be mostly fair, gusty winds and street flash flooding can occur in the event of a heavy shower or thunderstorm. The Windward Islands will be variably cloudy and conditions with occasional showers and the chance of isolated thunderstorms settled at night despite a few lingering showers. The Leewards generally fair conditions likely interrupted by a few showery spells, and tonight will be initially fair, becoming cloudy as the night progresses with occasional showers and the isolated thunderstorm activity. Trinidad's max forecast temperature will be 35 degrees Celsius and Tobago will be 33 degrees Celsius. Our seas will be moderate with waves to 1 meter to 1.5 meter in open waters and 1 meter in sheltered areas. Let's take a quick recap of the headlines. Man shot dead in San Juan. A man was also held with gun and ammunition. A body found in Valencia. And LMCS faces 15 charges in diving tragedy. That was your news at 4 p.m. on the Street 919 FM. Do have an enjoyable evening. Up next, the future of talk with TC and Heavy Duty.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Future of Talk with TC and Heavy Duty, where today's conversations create tomorrow's reality on the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
Street when time to run for election. All this dog treatment is done. And what make the thing a joke? Like the trick does always work. They ill treat the puppy, beat the puppy, then they come to coke. Doggy look a bone. Doggy look a bone. Doggy look a bone. Doggy look a bone. After election, all the bone gone. So come and touch it. Don't look so shocked. Don't just watch it. Doggy suck. All through the years, we shared in tears. They too busy. They can't see me. Time to depend on we both. So then, just so we and them is friends. Stop it to say howdy do. Shaking hand with me and you. They will hug your granny, kiss your baby while we dribble too. Doggy look a bone. Doggy look a bone, look a bone. Doggy look a bone. Doggy look a bone, look a bone. After election, all the bone done.